You know, when most people visit Takakkaw Falls in Yoho National Park, they tend to go straight for the big wide shots, the full waterfall, the towering mountains, everything in one frame. Now, don't get me wrong, it is spectacular, and I do take those shots, but I also like to go for the less obvious views. So in this case, I decided to zoom in and really focus on the details. I noticed the way the water was pounding into the trees at the base of the falls, so I framed it so that the only thing you see are those dark textured tree shapes against the mist and the spray of the waterfall. Now by doing that, I simplified the whole scene. I've stripped it down to just two main elements, the trees and the water. So I've ended up with a series of images that tell, I think, a richer, more intimate story about the place rather than just showing that typical postcard view. It's about clarity, intent. It's about helping your viewer feel what you felt when you took the photo. So next time you're out shooting, try asking, what's at the heart of this scene? What doesn't need to be here? And then let it go. You might be surprised how much stronger your photographs become when you start subtracting instead of adding. This example comes from one of the most photographed locations in the Canadian Rockies, and that's Mount Assiniboine in Mount Assiniboine Provincial Park. Now the classic view here is taken from high up, looking out over the sweeping dramatic landscape from the nub. But when you drop down lower, the mountain takes on a much more imposing presence. Usually I've gone for that full mountain reflection in one of the many ponds at its base. This time though, I tried something different. I cut the entire peak out of the frame. Instead, the composition focuses entirely on the stand of golden larches glowing in their autumn colors. What I love about this approach is that the reflection still tells the story. You can sense the massive mountain looming above, surrounded by vibrant fall foliage, without ever seeing it in full. The scene is distilled down to pretty much just the essentials: the colors, the stillness, and that mirrored hint of what lies beyond.